and also in your face moments. Oh my god, you scared the fuck out of me.
I'm sorry when I scare you.
Hi guys, I just finished watching Wake and Fright, and yes, Dean did watch this one with me, but he didn't feel like being on camera today. This film is definitely not a horror movie, so if you're into horror movies and you're looking to just watch them during this 31 Days of Horror, this one is definitely shouldn't be considered. If you are a movie buff, if you're into classic cinema, this is definitely a film for you. This film is about a guy who is traveling through a small town in Australia. He is English and he works in Australia, but he is traveling through this small town on the way to Sydney, and he kind of gets stuck there for reasons I'll leave up to you guys to discover. And he's an educated man, he's a school teacher, and he gets mixed up with these hooligans, and they kind of question everything that he thought about himself and about his place in society. It is a really disturbing movie, but there's a couple of things to this. It's disturbing because most of the disturbing things that normally I would get creeped out by, or you would get creeped out by, aren't things that actually happen. They're things that it's kind of alludes to, or things that are kind of hinted at. You don't actually see stuff, and it is a movie about being drunk a lot. And when he's having these episodes and things are happening, it's normally between when he goes to sleep and when he wakes up, when he's like passed out, where there's kind of hints of something going on, and just little clues, and it's quite disturbing. And in saying that, a lot of people will think that the most disturbing scenes aren't those, and there are some really hideous, crazy kangaroo hunting scenes. People do kill kangaroos. You can get kangaroo meat everywhere. It's not a weird thing for us to eat kangaroo at all. We're actually one of the only countries, I think actually the only country in the world that eats our coat of arms, which is emu and a kangaroo. It's not weird to eat kangaroo at all. You find it in supermarkets. But what my point is most people will find this movie disturbing because there is a really, really insane hunting scene, actually 2 of them, with these kangaroos. And although it wasn't done for the purpose of the film, so I'm saying it's not real because of that, it is something that happens all the time. But I don't really want to get political with it, not because, for different reasons, more because I actually don't eat meat. Myself, I don't really see it as an issue because people kill like cows and pigs and stuff every day. So, I mean, each their own. I'm not against anything. Believe what you want to believe. But I think that it would be interesting to see it from some of you guys' perspectives, because I guess for you guys, kangaroos are such like an animal that you would find in a zoo, and, it's like killing a koala. So it would be interesting to hear what you guys think if you've seen this film. I know I've said a lot about the facts of this film, but what I think it's a really good film. I think it draws you in. It has a sinister, weird, unnerving undertone. It's not a boring film at all, but it is quite long. I would say, I feel like I'm just pulling this out just because I saw it recently, but I would say it's the Reflecting Skin meets Deliverance. It definitely has a few undertoning and also in-your-face moments. Oh my god, you scared the fuck out of me.
I'm sorry when I scare you.
And also Dean's here right now. He just wants to say a fact that he found.
The director also directed Rambo, which I found really odd. I just didn't see them as very similar.
They were quite sweaty.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
That is all.
Okay, thanks for that. I think that it was really well done, and it really draws you in, and it just has this kind of aspect to it where even though it's not a horror and you don't see anything too thrilling, it's got this message behind it, and I don't want to ruin it for you, but it really has this overwhelming theme that runs through, and there's not much dialogue in this film, and the dialogue that is said is key because it kind of wraps around. It's not like a twist or anything. It's quite a simple story, but it's just a weird, awkward creepy message, I guess. And I also want to say really quickly, I read a few things online after watching this, and people were like, does this paint what Australia's really like? Australia's not like this at all. Not anymore anyway. Like, this was a long time ago, and we are a very developed country compared to what was shown in this film. And that's kind of why I relate it back to The Reflecting Skin, because that's kind of shown in a small town. But, you know, it's like in the 50s, where this one is like, it's like old Australia, where I've never been to a town like that, and I grew up in a small town. That stuff does not happen to that degree at all. And I really hope you guys don't think that we're like that, because we're not. I hope that this wasn't too much of a ramble and you guys kind of understood what I was trying to say. This film is interesting and different, and definitely a film that I would recommend that everyone who's a movie buff should watch. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was really good, and it was on my list for a long time. Not a horror, but a disturbing movie nonetheless. Check it out, Wake and Fright, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Stay spooky. Bye!